So the priceless question is this: how are average people like us that play by the rules, going to school, listening to our parents, having to just settle in life, working day to day to make ends meet, but how are we now making above average income, getting massive cash flow, and having the time freedom to do what we want, when we want, and how we want? That's the real question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Maurice Trimble Jr., aka the Rich Lab Rat, and welcome to Clinical Study Secrets. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? My fellow Lab Rat colleagues, this is Maurice Trimble, aka the Rich Lab Rat, and welcome to another episode of Clinical Study Secrets, the podcast. And on this Clinical Study Secrets podcast, we're going to be having a special guest. It's one of a good gentleman here I've come to meet just this year, but it's ironic sometimes. I'm sure all my viewers out there and listeners, when you meet someone and you just instantly click. Someone you've known, it seems like you've known them for a long time, or the bond you got with them, it might seem like it's better than some of your family members or some of your people that might be kind of fake and jacks, not true to being by their word, and word is bond and all that. So when you meet these kind of individuals, you want to keep close with them, keep them close and near to the heart, because you have a long relationship with them. You don't burn bridges with individuals like that, because there's an old proverb that says, a true friend, you don't have too many of those in your lifetime. So when you get one, keep them, right? So this gentleman, I'm going to introduce you all because he also is a big advocate of clinical study trials. He has a lot of stories he's going to share with you all, my listeners, his experiences, things he overcame, things from his past and what he likes about it, the good, the bad, the ugly. You know how we talk about clinical studies here. So I'm going to, without further ado, give the floor to him. We're going to interview him, and hopefully he can give y'all some good value for those that's straddling the fence, those that don't know about clinical studies, or those that's veterans like us that know all about it. Right? So maybe y'all can get something out of this interview. So welcome, Charles, man. What's up, man? Sir Charles.
What's going on, brother?
How you doing? How you doing? You touched down to the Alamo, San Antonio.
Alamo City, this original stomping grounds where I was born and raised at. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Original stomping ground where I was born and raised at.
So tell the people, everybody really want to know, because this podcast, we talk about any and everything studies, right?
Yeah.
How did you even get, I think you shared it with me before, right? When it was our last study, right? But how did you even get into studies, man? We really want to know this, sir. Sir Charles, how'd you get in?
Man, I'm age 50 now, you know what I'm saying?
50?
I'm age 50 now,
wow,
so
you do not look 50.
Been knocking off them studies. I started when I was 28 years old, you know what I'm saying? Basically I was, out there on the street thugging, ex-gang member, trying to find my way through life like any other brother that came home from prison, or a lot of brothers that was like myself, you know what I'm saying, that really couldn't find jobs. Well, I could find jobs, but really wasn't getting the money, you know what I'm saying? So I was working all these different jobs, and I did temp for almost 9 years. I was a temp worker, all type of work.
I did it for like 4.
I feel anything you could come up with doing temp. I did what I had to do to survive. I lived in the worstest places. I had to go on hotpads.com. I had to get the privately owned places, the little duplexes, the little 450. I had to rent the rooms. I did the construction. I did the landscaping. I did it all. You know what I'm saying? I picked through trash. I jumped off the trash truck. I worked in the power plants. I worked in the steel companies. I did so much, that's including washing dishes, busting suds, hosting events, meaning putting up stuff, getting ready for events to be set, events set up.
Conventions, they call it, and all that stuff.
Setting it up, so I did a lot of labor, you know what I'm saying? And one day, I had these friends I meet around the way, you know what I'm saying? We get cool, I meet people and they invite me out. So when I would always go out, I'd be kicking it with these different partners of mine from California, Chicago, different places. For some reason, I happened to start getting along with more people out of town than I do when it comes to people from in town where I'm raised. I started seeing more head to head with these guys. So I was around this one cat. He was out of California, and we in a club, and he just told me, he just kept telling me one day, he said, man, if I had your body, I'd make a bunch of money. And I ain't know what he was talking about. He just kept saying it, boy. You ain't never heard about them studies. He just said that. You ain't heard about them studies. He said, if I had your body, I'd make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, what you talking about? And you know, first thing he said is about man, they take medicine or studies. First, when you hear studies or you hear research studies, and the only thing you ever seen was a movie, you thinking about a Frankenstein. You know what I'm saying? You thinking about watching all the movies where these vampires and zombies. This the only thing you know about. Man, you ain't finna give me no medicine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know yourself, and then everybody like, man, where you go? I don't never see you smoke. When people offer you weed, you don't smoke. People offer you cigarettes. People offer you drink. Man, you just a dude that really just dance with females. And
like a
you
square.
Chill, you know,
so female L7.
So everybody said that's weird.
Yeah.
So, you know, he told me about it. And then it was those times that me and him kept in touch. And he gave me his number, and I told him to show me on to it. So it's times I had problems, you know what I'm saying, with bills and stuff like that in my car. And he said, man, I told you to call up to that study place. You ain't called yet. So I was like, man, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So we got together, and he ran me down through the basics of a screening, over the phone screening. You know what I'm saying? So I did what you call phone screening. Screening meaning a series of questions about my medical history and things about me. Have I been to the doctor? Things all about me. Do I got diseases and family history? And they asked me a lot of questions, you know, my name, birthday, all this and that. So I went through that and I passed the phone screening. I noticed when I passed the phone screening, they gave me an address and told me to be up there 30 minutes early. So I GPS the address, found out, you know, first place I ever started was, well, y'all call it clinical, worldwide clinical trials today. But back then when I started, it was called CEDRA. So when I went up there, that's when I clicked real fast to, well, you know, my surroundings. I'm a quick looker. I see everybody pulling up in these nice cars. I see everybody coming in there about the same weight size, about the same build. Even the ladies coming there, you know, because it's co-ed. So you see everybody in about the same weight class and the same bracket. And when you come in, you tell them they're going to ask you what's your initials. Once they get the initials, they shoot you to a chair, shoot you down in front of the initials. And when you open a pamphlet, they ask you to read through it, scan through it before the coordinators and they orientate. So what I did was, that's when I found out real fast. You know, they ask you to read it. Then you turn around, and then after you read it, they turn around and they come in there and talk to you. And I learned a lot of stuff real fast about doing studies that a lot of people went hip to. When they ask you to do certain things, they really serious about when they ask you to do things like pay attention, read through the package. When they're reading the packet to you, they want you alert. Yeah. They see somebody on their cell phone, they gonna check you about it. And if you get an attitude or whatever, I done seen people get kicked out right there on the square. So you just lost out
on money. Yeah.
And then I noticed when they brought me back there, they bring you back there individually after you sign your paperwork, and they run through the basics and check the paperwork. They bring you back there and they quiz you. They're going to ask you questions like, what's the name of this study? And they want to know either the first two words. They want to know something that you know what this study is.
The doctor, drug.
The cadet. They're going to ask you, first they
side
ask you,
effects.
They ask you about the study. They're going to ask you about the side effects. They're going to ask you about how many days this study. They're going to ask you how many blood drugs. So give me some of the symptoms,
the side effects.
Side effects of the study.
Of the drug.
You know what I'm saying? They ask you all that. So
yeah, they want to know you know what you're signing up for.
So I noticed it's more than people that just hear it. They just think they finna go in there and just sign up for something. They're gonna really questionize you. And I had to start getting my mind right. So I know I had to learn that if I was gonna continue to start.
And you said you started. That was you like 28 years old. Back
I was
then?
28 years
wow.
old.
Wow.
And I started that, and that's how I had. So now I'm stationed to knowing
You
what
remember?
questions they're gonna ask.
You remember the first study? How much it paid back then for you?
The first study I ever jumped into, I jumped in one of the biggest numbers I've seen. So I jumped in like an 8,500. I jumped in
How
right
long?
off
And
the
how long
top.
was the stay?
I think it was like a 30-day,
Yeah.
almost 30 days at the time, because Texas paid different.
Yeah.
So I think it was like almost a 30-day study.
And
almost.
what was your thought process when you went through that, got out, got
Well,
paid? What did you think? I mean, did you ever see that guy that told you about it anymore?
No, I mean,
Or no?
my first thought process when I did it, I realized I wish I would have knew sooner.
Yeah.
That's what my thought process.
Yeah.
My process was like, man, I being locked up, caged up, we all chasing money and living this gangster's life, and the things I was doing, everything was about the money.
Like that get rich or die trying type
Everything
mentality.
was about the money.
Yeah.
And when I seen this, I'm like, if I would have knew this, I could have been in a whole nother stage, or instead of the crime rate I was living, selling drugs, packing guns, driving around with cars, no license, all this little stupid stuff I was doing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I looked at it like that, but then I also was just like, damn, I need to alert other brothers when I got that first check.
Brothers, sisters,
and you know, right off the muscle, I started trying to alert people.
Did you ever see that one guy again?
Oh, he's my friend to this day.
Oh, what did he say when you went back and told him?
See, he used to do studies too, but his thing is he only did maybe one or two. He did a high blood pressure study.
Yeah.
So he never was vulnerable like me.
Open to so many, yeah.
He only been to one or two places.
He was happy that you was getting it.
He was happy I was getting it. I went and broke him off and looked out for him because I was blessed with him. But
he see you took it to another level.
But I took it way to another level. And then me and his brother, two different people. If you see him, he'll tell you he only probably done one or two studies in his whole life. And I done been doing studies for over 15, 16 years. So I took it to a whole nother level. I took what he fed me and gave me and took off.
Elevated. Yeah, you elevated.
Yeah, but he could never scream. He was always sick. He's sick right now. He's going through situations.
Oh, wow.
We just about the same age. So, you know, he was never as healthy as me. He don't work out as me. He and his life is totally different from mine. He live all females.
Yeah. So how many studies, Sir Charles, do you think you actually did in your life? It's just an estimation if you have to throw it out there.
I couldn't even just come up
just
with
throw a number. Is it under 100 or over 100, you think?
I would say out of them years, I say I did over 100.
Yeah, I know I'm over 100. And you had to be more than me because I know I'm over 100.
Probably over 100.
In 10 years' time.
Yeah.
And how much money you think you generated totally in that time? Like if you had to throw a number.
Man,
I know I'm close to 200. No. Yeah, 210K for me. You had to be more than me.
I done bought some stuff. I done did some stuff. I done done a lot of studies. I just can't. I never kept track of a number though.
Yeah,
but
it's big though. Huh?
I know it's probably big right now.
So tell us, tell the listeners here how man, I appreciate you elaborating all that, man, because a lot of people are probably shocked hearing this here because they would have never known, right? Tell the people, when did you start getting into traveling? Like, so you was at one, but when did you start seeing that these are other places in the nation?
Well, here's a deeper situation. It gets deep. Now we get deep. Now we get doing the clinical trials and things not to do, to beware of certain people, being around people like me and you. We click.
Yeah, right away.
But you ain't gonna find people that click. You're gonna find people that can get you taken out of your money. You can find people you'll bump heads with. You can find people that you'll let in your house or let around you and they'll cross you. Yeah. So if you're not that type of person, you got to be ready for the unknown. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a lot of people that hear me talk, oh man, you got your own place, and they wave from somewhere else. And then it's like, they'll pull up on the side and say, man, you know, I'm from Houston, I'm from here, or I'm from California, man, I heard you got your own place and stuff like that. Man, let me chunk you a couple of dollars if you let me come and do my little outpatients, or, you know, let me stay at your crib. Most of the time, a lot of people cool, but it's always them 1, 2, It's always the ones you'll let in, and you
Bad
be at
apple.
your crib,
Spoil the bunch.
and some dudes that have been in my crib or been around me, and you just tell them something simple, and they think they could go on your crib and do anything, and you just say something respectful, like man, clean up behind yourself, or say, man, I went in my restroom, man, you shaved, you left all the hair all over the zinc, man.
Yeah, it's like no home training
You
type stuff.
dry shave, and then dude get mad and say, man, don't talk to me like that, man. And you say, man, then before you know it, dude is calling you out in your own apartment. Say you want to fight, you want to box, and it's like, man, look, man, I'm not finna fight you. I'm not finna do any of that with you. All I want you to do is get your stuff, get out my place. Man, say, man, it's like this. Look,
Yeah.
all I want you to do is pick up your stuff
For real.
and get out my crib.
That's crazy.
And
man.
you know, one guy, he was acting all tough, but he turned around. He did go outside and he left. He slept in the car in the parking lot. And when I was getting up early in the morning, I noticed his car was out there and he was sleeping in the parking lot. He woke up. He was trying to apologize to me, and I told him, you know, that you took it. We went too far. We can't get back from that. I say, we will always see each other and be cool, but I don't have that trust in you no more to be in my space like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But one thing I learned, it's so much stuff to tell you about. I could tell you about the different situations that then happen in the study, things that then happen. It's so much to tell.
What about when you started traveling, going to other studies? Because when you first started, where were you predominantly at? Where were you living at?
When I first started,
you know, West Coast or
Sylvia. When I first started, I was here in Texas.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Everything I was doing,
you ventured out and went to different places.
Was in Texas. Everything I was doing was in Texas.
Yeah, it's like the Mecca here.
How I ended up started getting pushed out, I started getting knocked from other study places. And when
you got getting what?
Banded.
Oh, banned. Okay, I got you.
So when I started getting, I call it knock.
Yeah,
that's what I got. That's what happened.
And you start to venture out.
I started seeking other places. You know what I'm saying? But normally I would just be San Antonio. I just do Icon, PPD. I jump back, Icon. Every 30 days, I'm back at PPD. I'm either at Icon, Cedra. Yeah. They had DGD Clinic back then. I was jumping between them four.
You ain't go to Dallas?
I hadn't went to Dallas until like probably a couple of years down the line. And then I started messing with Dallas.
So you really didn't have to travel that much then, because you know Texas, this is the Mecca, right?
It was just right here.
So when did you start going to Kansas and all that?
But also too, let's take it slow. Also, they didn't have no VCT.
Yeah, back then.
None of that was involved. You could do a study, week later, 2 days later, 3 days later, right to the next one. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's why you heard me say I was seesaw.
Yeah. But your money was there. I mean, I know my first time, that first 4 or 5 years, I was blowing the money. I didn't have the financial literacy at that point, investing, business, entrepreneurship, all that yet. When you first started getting all that money, you just blowing it?
No, my life is different from others. Like you said, you didn't know certain things.
Yeah, back then. Yeah.
Back then. You know what I'm saying? When I started, it wasn't about me. My education was already small. I could never catch up to an education type status because number one, I was staying by myself. I've always stayed by myself. So I was already making money before I started doing studies, but I was always a hustler. Yeah. But the thing was how most of us, we all educated in certain brackets. I didn't finish school. I didn't graduate. I don't have a GED, none of that. So I was out there living. And then what I tell a lot of people about money, when you selling drugs and you ain't got a license and you just living by the law, you don't care about the law, you driving around with no license, you ain't take the time to get no law, you just getting tickets up the butt, surcharges up the butt, you getting your license suspended, you don't got no bank account, it wasn't no Cash App, you have a regular phone, flip phone, you're not worried about that stuff.
Yeah, you have to.
But when you get into the process of getting some money, now everybody come back to rob you and take from you. Because now, guess what? Child support. Oh, you owe us, partner. Medical. You owe us, partner. You owe us this. You owe us that. I owe everybody.
Yeah.
That's what I learned about. That's what hit me when I started
Yeah.
making money. I owed a lot of money. I had to pay child support back. I owed child support like some thousands that I had to catch up. And that's two kids.
Yeah.
Not only paying them back.
Over years and all.
And like I said, not only paying them back, I'm paying them back. I also got to live. This is what people understand. $7,000, certain things, it's a lot of stuff I had to take care of. I got to fix cars because I was buying a lot of used cars, oil changes, buying food, cash. I went on food stamps. All my money was accounted. So when you go in my apartment, you see my money, my clothes, my hygiene, everything is setting up my Cash App card, setting up my bank card. I started a life insurance policy. I got my kids on it. So I was fighting to try to be responsible to pay those bills. So it's like when I started looking at it, it's like I was living in studies all the time.
Yeah.
I had told myself I was going to travel almost 10 years back, but I was so busy traveling. I was so busy trying to be what you call this man for everybody. You know how all the women holler, we want a provider, we want this. So a lot of my money I was getting from them studies, it was always being dished out. I got brothers that need this. I got nieces and nephews that need that. I got a girl I'm talking to. She want to go here. She want clothes. Her son need. So a lot of my money at the time, I was involved. So I didn't have none of that on my mind. The best thing I did with my money is got my CDL.
Yeah, I remember you telling me
that was the best thing I did with my money. And the best thing I did with my money is I moved from my hometown to another city, and I moved to another city. And the other best thing I done with my money is I was able to get my passport.
Yeah.
And I was able to move
Yeah,
around.
tell me about that, because having a passport, what has that been like for you? I know you
I only traveled one. I only traveled out of the state. Out of the states. United States. I only traveled one time, and that was Thailand.
Yeah, but you had a lot of good experience, right?
But I was up there in Thailand. It was a good experience for me, but I stayed up there about a little over 3 weeks. You know, but it was fun though. But I like to do more traveling.
The studies help with you a lot with having money in your pocket.
A lot of the studies help because number one, studies help when you do the big wad, and then you have something set up. I wouldn't advise spending a big wad and not having nothing set up. I would say do several, build up some money, and then be able to do that. Reason why I say that because I live by myself. I can't just, there go 10 grand. I'm gonna go somewhere. No, my rent, I'm paying like $3,500 a month. And then I got kids that's in school, kids need bed. I'm buying, that's why I tell people, man, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. No, fool. It ain't just me in my life. I got 2 daughters. I got a 19 and a 17. I bought bedroom sets. I done bought TVs, bikes, hoverboards, celebrated birthdays. I done gave $300 and $400 and $500 and $600. I done paid for dinner work, braces. My daughter got eczema. It's a lot of things I had to take care of.
It's good to studies can help with all that. That's for sure.
I was able to keep things in a basic life. So when I was doing all this, I didn't have all them other situations. I'm gonna invest this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I didn't have that. My mind frame was take care of my daughter. Take care of this, take care of that. I thought helping people, things would be better for me. That's what I thought.
That's a big one.
You know what I'm saying? I thought helping people. My brother, his kid, he got 3, 4 kids. He not taking care of. Come on, all 3 of y'all, we going to the store. I'm gonna buy all y'all school clothes. He over here in jail. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was in jail. Hold on, I'm gonna go put some money on his bond. He in prison, man. That's my brother. I'm gonna put $200-$300 on his books.
His books.
He want pictures. I'm gonna send him some pictures. He want me to get that electronic stuff and put it on my phone where I could order him stuff and send him care packages and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? See, that's what I was doing with my money.
And you came to find out that it ain't always reciprocated.
And that's what I have been doing all these years. You know what I'm saying? I got comfortable just doing what I do.
So when did it happen for you as of recent when you stopped doing that and started thinking about Charles and start getting yourself a couple of years back, or what?
I started thinking about.
Your daughter,
I
you just
started
focused
look
on that.
when I started thinking about Charles and thinking about that's when I wanted to write me a book.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to write. I wanted me to start a podcast, but I didn't know the ways of going by starting.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you with these things.
I wanted to really put a real documentary out there about myself that I think will be good for Texas.
Yeah.
Period. Me being in a gang, being a Texas gang member of blood, fighting, really being locked up, being caged up, SIG, and letting them know what happened, me defending myself, me getting jumped by police, me being a little dude in the game, having a fight, and people coming for me, letting them know what I had to really go through to survive, and letting them know
how you came out of that.
And also not having family support, mama not writing me, not being there to make commissary, letting them know how I got commissary, what things I had to do to get commissary, the aggravation and the things I did, just letting people know all this stuff, that went on in my life.
A lot of people don't know that behind the scenes stuff.
That I had to go through to really get to this step. You know what I'm saying? Because it was times I was doing bad. I was on some suicide stuff. I didn't care about my life at once upon a time. I was too busy gangbanging. I was trying to show love and be real with myself because I had cousins that initiated me and put me down. But my cousin turned around and got killed. I got 3 or 4 cousins that got killed, and I'm still here. And I used to run with them on the streets. 2 of my cousins committed suicide. One was in a bad wreck. One was breaking up a fight and got shot.
So what would you say now to the people, like, going forward, like, where are you at right now in your space of life in terms of with studies? Like, how has studies helped you now? Like,
man, I'm 50 years old, man. I'm kind of like in the bracket. Actually, at 50, man, I'm in the bracket of trying to figure out a way before it's too late, because we got a age bracket.
Yeah, for the studies.
So I'm trying to
50 to 60.
I'm trying to figure it out to a stage. Charles, is this what you're gonna do all your life? I'm trying to figure out to a stage what I can do to make money if I can't do studies no more. Can I teach people? Can I help people get to the studies? Can I invest some money somewhere here or there? Can I create something?
Assets.
That's the
things that work for you.
That's the mindset that's on my mind.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
That's the stuff that be on my mind.
Something that replaces that income, making money while you sleep, having money, make money, invest it. That's actually what we clicked on, talked about, because that's where I'm at, and that's what I help people to do. So it's ironic I bumped into you in the last like months ago, and you probably, I mean, that's a prayer for some people. Like, hey, I'm wanting that. God brings you. The old saying is, be careful what you ask for. It might come to you, but are you ready for it when it comes to you? That's the thing, because So, but I'm gonna wrap it up and everything. But I have to ask you this. Gotta ask you this. So, what would you say to people? Because I can see teaching in your future. I can easily see it. You got a lot to say. Very knowledgeable, smart man, wise man, especially from where you came from. I mean, this is a testament, man. I could easily see your documentary when you were talking about. I can envision and see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna help you to put the right people in front of your place so you can make this happen. Trust that. But what would you say to people who, because you said this before, to people that are straddling about the studies and they are hearing this, they hearing you where you came from, but they might not fully get the point of how all this money and all this study, how much has come from this. What would you say to those people right there about that's doubting it?
I would say this to the world. 50 Cent got a very clear view of life when he said, "Get rich or die trying." 50 Cent hit that dead on the nose. And when somebody disrespects me and call me a lab rat or call me a guinea pig, I laugh. Because I laugh. You know why I laugh? Because minority of the people talking noise to me, they ain't as healthy as me. Because I'm going to tell you something about the studies, and this is real why it's all coming to my mind so quick. In defense mode, number one, I'm living a 6-figure
Mm-hmm.
bracket type lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody running around here with the type of money I'm running around with when they broke. And they not pulling out that kind of money. 2, most of them ain't healthy as me. And study's gonna teach you your GFR, your blood levels. It's gonna teach you all the ways of your body. And you're gonna be knowing a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All through the years of doing it, you're gonna know how to keep yourself the healthy you.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna learn your body. You're gonna know all the things you eating and everything that you
Mm-hmm.
put into your system.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna learn everything. So I learned a lot about myself, and some things become a heredity to your body.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have weird headaches. Ain't been having them no more. I used to have real weak immune system.
Mm-hmm.
I done got bigger now. I'm lifting weights. I'm stronger. I'm able to do push-ups. Skin looking good, feeling good. I'm able to move around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
you
a
don't,
lot
yeah,
of
you don't
things.
look 50.
It's a lot of things that's gonna come heredity to your body doing all these different studies. Because you're not only helping other people through your system, you're also helping your system
Help
find
yourself.
stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you do those screening, they do is all types of screening. They're gonna find anything.
Mm-hmm.
And also it's I mean, just keeping yourself in check. Like
It's like
I
you're
go
getting
to the
pretty
dentist.
much you're getting free health care.
Yeah.
So.
I go to the dentist frequently when I can. I put some of that money toward dental.
Mm-hmm.
I go check up on myself. I just did my first colonoscopy. You know what I'm saying? I check my eyes, I check my ear, I check all through my body, my stomach, my cholesterol. I check everything. You know, the bone joints, everything. I get chest x-rays, everything. So I mean, people gonna talk.
Yeah.
They're gonna talk you out of money.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it, at the end of the day, you know, you sitting up there working that temp job, and this is the real thing I'm about to put to you. This for y'all listeners. So pay close attention. You out there thinking right now, you at that job, you busting your butt, you making that little $12 an hour. You working $12 an hour. Your boss talking crazy to you. You struggling through work through the hours, but you only getting $12 an hour.
Or
you
it could
struggling.
be 15 or 20. You still struggling.
You making those hours. You struggling.
Yeah.
You going hard. You go home and you lay down. You don't even want to take a bath or do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You took all that time every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks to get paid the average jobs every 2 weeks. And you working temp, they scraping you. So bam, you go do a study. When you work every 2 weeks, you barely made $2,000. Then you go pop a study. In that same 2-3 weeks that you had right there, you'd have made $4,000, $5,000, $6,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And all you did was sit up in there, take some medication, eat right. And while you up in there, you eating right, taking medication, and they're really making your body better for you. You losing weight because you're not stuffing yourself. You eat at a correct time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything's
You're not eating a lot of salt, pepper, or eating a lot of sweets. You actually come out with a better body and a clear system, and you're able to fluctuate your body. So I mean,
you're their asset. Yeah,
people gonna talk. They're gonna say all this crazy stuff about you doing studies, but at the same time, look at the people that's telling you. Half of the people, they're overweight. They got skin infections. They got health problems. They're taking all kind of pills, but they're telling you when you go buy a pill at the store, most of the time when you buy a soda, you eat a burger, you don't look through that burger and check the ingredients.
That's true.
So if it's your time, if you was gonna live this life, now most of the time if it's a first in human study, it's gonna be documented. There's gonna be animals and everybody else that was tested way before it got to you, the human body. And most of the time, if it's first in man study, a lot of people don't know that's the best one because the dose is low. Not sitting through this whole life experience. Yep. So that's why it's important when they telling you don't do this and don't do that, and you sign your name on the dotted line, trying to make money, you know what I'm saying? And having strong spiritual beliefs and carrying yourself with respect and respecting others around you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. We're gonna have you again.
Nice to meet y'all, man.
We're gonna have you again. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate
Already.
it, brother. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Another episode. Want to say, as we always say here, stay too blessed to be stressed. Always obsessed with success. And smile. Say cheese. I'm going to show you how to make that cheese. I love. You want the secrets to clinical study trials? Then go get my free Clinical Study Secrets guide at clinicalstudysecrets.com. Inside this guide, you'll see me crush the 12 false beliefs that hold people back in life. But you'll also discover how to become a rich lab rat so you too can escape the rat race.